First question is very general. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? What's your name? What do you do for a living? And what's your expertise in the field of recording?
Okay, my name is Bobo, and I'm an audio engineer. I'm graduate from SAE. I think it's 2005. I have experience about 10 years in this business now. About first, I start with the music side for 2 years, and then I went to post-production side for another 2, and the last 4 or 5 years, I'm back to music because it's more fun to me.
Yeah. So today we saw the class, and so can you tell us a little bit about the nature of this master class and really what is the heart of drum recording?
So the nature of this master class, what I try to do is just demonstrate them like how I normally work when I'm doing drum tagging. And so I think it's pretty good today. It's like what we do is like, I show them what I normally do, and then they asking the question, explain to them what I'm thinking, why I'm doing this, something like that. Yes.
So what is the most important thing about drum recording?
The most important thing about drum recording, because drum is very important in the song, it's a fundamental of the song. It's like if you get the drum sounding good, it's like you finish about 50% of the song already. So to do a good drum tracking is very important because that is the fundamental of the song. So this class is about getting the 50% right, and the rest of it going to be easy after that.
You talk about these fundamentals. Can you share some of the professional industry standards about these fundamentals, these practices of studio recording?
Sorry, say again. I didn't get your question. What's this?
The experience, you talked about these fundamentals and these practices. Can you share us some of the practices in a professional recording studio?
I have to show you how to do it. It's a lot of things to say, It's more like what we did today. It's very in detail. I cannot tell you what is the standard of it,
But can you perhaps maybe comment if what we learned today is what is expected in the standard, in the industry standard?
What is expected?
Yeah, what is expected in the industry standard?
Good drum sound. That's pretty much it, Okay. To get the thing sounding good, that is the standard of the industry,
So learning to do it properly, you would say, is really important to studio recording.
Yeah.
Okay, so since you are an alumni, how did the education here and say master classes like this help prepare you to your job as an audio engineer, and what do you think about the education here?
I think this is good here, but the master class like this is very good because it's like you see the real world. What's the real world doing now? Pretty much here when you study here, okay, you learn about theory and thing, but most of the thing you got, after that is when you go to working in the real industry. Let's see like how people do in the real world, Here's pretty much prepare you to be ready for the industry. After that, you have to learn from what you do every day, working with them. You try to collect all the experience every day. Try to be open and open your mind and learn new thing every day. That's make you good.
What can you say? What is the biggest difference between being an audio engineering student and actually doing audio engineering?
I think pretty much it's like when you go to the real industry, what people didn't know about how to work as a real engineer. It's not just like how to recording thing. It's not like what how to use Pro Tools and stuff. It's more like you have to deal with the people because it's that your client. And you have to realize that this thing is a service business. You have to have a service mind, and you have to manage the ego because you're always working with the most crazy people in the world, which is the artists. There's all like big ego and thing. You have to manage all these things to get the best performance from them. This is what you need to prepare to see in the industry.
Speaking of people, have you ever bumped into another SAE graduate and have the chance to work with them before, and what was it like?
Actually, no.
Okay. So it's all right. Okay. A few last questions. You've been in the industry for over 10 years and been with us for another year,
Yeah.
right? So, what do you think about our facilities and, say, our control room, our studio? How does it compare in the industry?
I think it's pretty awesome. It's quite in a good shape, and it's like maybe it's better than the industry standard now. It's quite good, yeah. And it's good that students can have this kind of experience to getting on the hand-on on the real what the industry use, like team console. This room is very good, yeah.
What you would say is the most impressive thing out of today's class, from the drum recording to the facilities? What is the best thing you think for you?
The best thing today is to come back here and be a guest speaker here. I feel really happy to do it.
One last question. What would you like to say for upcoming audio engineers, audio engineering student, people who are interested in figuring out the magic behind the sound?
Okay, so the thing is, I want to say to them, you need to practice very hard and try to be open to learn new things every day, and try to be open for your ego as well, mind your ego, because when you're working with the real client, that's all about it. It's all about managing your ego with their ego, and always realize that this is a service business. You not just use Pro Tools and then you cool in the industry. No, you have to communicate with people and try to get the best out of them. That is the like a art technique that you need to develop and learn. Yeah.
Just to build on that, do you have any personal techniques that you yourself use so that you are very successful now? Anything that you always practice to bring you here where you are?
I think again you need to try to be friend with them, all of your client, and see like how can you manage their ego, because some of client is very hard to deal with. Some producer is really like a like a bad mood and thing. You have to find this technique, you have to be with it, and then you try to find a way to get it yourself. It's like it's more like human relationship technique. But to start with, it's like don't be like a big head, mind your ego.
โอเคค่ะขอบคุณมาก
ขอบคุณครับ Thank you.
Thank you very much.